Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and I'm back in the bedroom studio. I know it's been a little while since I've done a stream in here, and for good reason, but my garage is starting to get a little crowded. Wanted to do some testing and make a secondary studio in my bedroom. So this is the SimLab GT1 Evo cockpit. I just received it about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or so, and I have been doing some light testing, but I finally built the monitor stand last night so we can do some in-depth testing. So, on front on the main screen, I have the GT1 Evo product page. This is our SimLab's new offering in the entry level range. So it starts at 329 euros, which is, I believe, in the ballpark of 379, 399 US dollars. And that is for the gray anodized color. So the gray finish. Note that it doesn't come with a seat or anything else. It comes with it does come with the shifter mount, pedal tray, wheel deck, and those are pretty solid so far. So yeah, the gray anodized finish is 329 euro. The black anodized is 412. So this is a entry level 80/20 basic cockpit for under $500. So sure, there is the lead time right now, but I will just say up front, this is worth the wait. This, I think, is going to be one of my new favorite go-to cockpits for testing. And also with this, I do have the triple monitor mount, which you can see in front. So we can go to that page. And that is 180 euros. So 180 euros for the monitor stand. And the difference is in the VESA size. So I have the one that's 75 to 100 millimeter VESA with the black anodized finish. That's 180 euros, roughly, I think 210, 220 US dollars, I think. So yeah, this is a decent mid entry level cockpit. So I'm excited. Uh, well, Izzy, you can see pants right now. Just saying. So, with that being said, let's fire up some Assetto Corsa, and we can talk a little more about this cockpit and my thoughts on it. And early thoughts, very, very impressed by this. So, as you know, my other main sim rig is the Heusinkveld Engineering Sim Rig GT. That is my main sim rig, and this is just about on par with it. Hold on. Dang it, fly is just flying around today. But yeah, so this rig is just about on par. I would say it's about 5 to 10% less stable. But also keep in mind, this is roughly a third of the price. So yeah, this is very, very impressive. I I did purchase the adapter that SimLab sells, which does have, or actually didn't purchase. They sent this to me for a review, but I do have the adapter plate, which allows you to mount an open sim wheel onto the cockpit, and that's honestly the weakest part of this cockpit. You can see there is some play in it. There's a bit of movement, which is a little irritating, but it is nowhere near the point of undrivable. But for a beefy open sim wheel like this is, I'd say, almost a no-brainer. This is a really good option, and I like it. Uh, I'd say if you're looking for an open sim wheel, though, if you're looking for a big, beefy rig, I'd say look at the GT2, GT1, or P1. Just a little bit different, but it's more stable. It's able to handle the heavy weight of the wheel, the heavy forces, a little bit better. So I would say if you are looking for a incredibly stable perfectly like rigid cockpit, go with the P1 or the GT1 or GT2. This is not designed to handle an OSW, but it does. It does. It doesn't perfectly, but it still does. So, Gamer Muscle, he has his 599X Evo. Yeah, why not jump in? Unfortunately, my wheel doesn't have paddle shifter, so I'll have to use my AIO log shifter, which you can see right here. That should be fun to test as well. So, let's pick a color. But yeah, jumping into a sim racing system race with no practice. What can go wrong, guys? What could possibly go wrong? So, also, I just want to announce, I don't think I've announced yet, but SimRacingPaddock is new series is the McLaren F1 GTR. We are going to be later today running the McLaren F1 GTR at Red Bull Ring. That is the new race. That is the new series that we are going to be running for the next 6 weeks with Sim Racing System. So yeah, should be exciting. This car is very, very challenging. It is. Yeah, personally, I wouldn't recommend this for the large midge. Hold on. Did I get the fly? I'm not sure. But yeah, so the large midge is like a 35-pound motor. It's incredibly heavy. And I mean, I can drive with it just fine, but I'll notice the front of it shakes. I'll notice, or the motor part will shake a little bit. And that's just because of a little bit of flex. And yeah, it's a little irritating, but when you're driving, it's easy to tune out. It is easy to tune out when you're driving. And yeah, when I tested with the Thrustmaster TGT, it was rock solid. I mean, this thing did not move at all. And the thing is, my thought is, the reason that this flexes a bit is because of this mount. This mount is apparently in early development. Like, they are still working on fine-tuning details and stuff. And they're telling me that they should be able to make a better mount that can handle an OSW or other direct drive wheels a little better. And the way this mount works is it uses the 3 Fanatic holes. It uses the 3 holes that are on the bottom of the CSL Elite or the Club Sport wheel if you don't use the bracket. So, that means that if you are looking to run it and this is the only solution, the OSW is essentially being held onto this by 3 holes. And I'm not sure. It looks like there might be a little flex in the main bracket as well. There's no flex in this. I mean, I'd say though that this, I would put it above the GT Omega cockpit. I'd put it above even RC. I'd put this above RC. I'd put this above the Playseat Sensation. I'd put this above other $1,000 cockpits. This is that good. And it's half the price. Because if you drive with an OSW on an RC, it's going to wiggle. It's going to flex. Look at Sean Cole's review of the OSW. He used it on an RC. So, yeah, that will flex a ton. This, sure, it's marginal, but it's better than any other cockpit in its price bracket. So, I'm not complaining too much, but it's something that I do feel like I need to tell you guys. And if this fly is going to stay on the middle of my monitor, I'm going to be very irritated during the race. The seat. The seat is good. It's an NRG seat that I purchased off Amazon. Because as I mentioned, in the United States, SimLab doesn't sell seats. They simply are just too much to ship overseas. So, I ended up buying an NRG seat on Amazon. I bought the rails on Amazon. They work well, but it is an NRG seat. It is... like, it's... NRG is a budget seat. The rails are garbage, though. The rails, they really are garbage. Let me make sure display capture's working properly. Yep. The rails, they suck. And that is kind of disappointing. So at times there's a little wiggle in the seat. But the seat's pretty comfy. It works at least. And that's what I can ask for at least. But yeah, you will get to see me drive in action now. Hold on. Let me turn down the volume a bit. There we go. By the way, guys, I want your opinion. I am testing out a new mic. Samson actually sent me a mic. They sent me a mic to review, so I'm taking a look at it, getting my thoughts on it. So yeah, audio might sound a little different during the stream, but yeah, I'm curious about your thoughts on it. Hold on, turn on the volume on that a tiny bit. It hasn't really finished my mic hunt, and I know that joke, but the hunt for a good microphone is always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You're going to search for the better microphone always. Sound like I always do. In my early testing, it seemed like there was a little more reverb, so yeah, there was that, and then there was a weird glitch earlier because I was using it through a USB hub where it wasn't getting enough power, and it kept on making my old, made my sounds sound very weird. So I plugged it into the main tower, and it's working fine now, I think. Yeah, I know, Izzy, but Samson, they offered to send me this mic to share my thoughts on, and one of the reasons I wanted to test this mic out specifically is because it's an all-in-one solution. It has a mixer built into the microphone, so you don't have to have the external box like my Focusrite Scarlett that I have to use with my other mic. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I want to test this and see if it would be a good mic, say, for beginners. This car's lively though. The GT1, it's a... I wouldn't say it's a small footprint. It's compact-ish. It's a little more compact than other cockpits I've tested, but it is a little bigger than other cockpits. For example, my Heusinkveld Engineering GT cockpit. That is the most compact cockpit I've tested. That one is very compact, but almost to a fault, in my opinion. It's almost compact to a fault, where you can't really add additional components and stuff like that because it is so jam-packed. I am not used to this car. Okay, car on my inside, go ahead. Do I play any instruments? Used to play tuba in junior high and my freshman year of high school, and played trumpet 4th and 5th grade. Beyond that, not really. So my goal in this race, I'd say, maybe top 15. Top 15. I think that'd be a good finish. Maybe top 10. Let's be a little optimistic. Top 10. But also I don't have a setup for this car, so I might end up just getting royally beat. I'm running Gamer Muscle's race, but I'm definitely not Gamer Muscle. It's not Samsung, Samson. 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 It's the Samson G-Track Pro USB. And it seems like it's a good mic. It can alternate between 3 different mic patterns, and I like it. It seems like it has a little more reverb than I'm used to, but that's also partly because I've been using a shotgun microphone for most of my live streams. But yeah, this is like a direct competitor to the Blue Yeti mic. So that's kind of what I'm trying to compare it to. Alright. Let's see what we can do for qualifying. What we can modify. Gears are fixed. We can go to soft. $11 liters. Are there even 5 microphone polar patterns? I have no clue. So one thing I do want to talk about real quick is the shifter I'm using. So a lot of people have been asking about it. It is the AIO Logs shifter from Russia. So AIO Logs, they offered to send me a mic to, or not mic, a shifter to review. So this is their shifter, their sequential shifter. I don't think they have an H yet, if they are even planning on one. But yeah, this is their sequential shifter, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed, especially for the price. So, as you guys know, I recently finished my review of the Heusinkveld engineering shifter, and that is one of my favorite compact shifters. It really works well, but it also missed some of that tactile feedback, that tactile click that I was looking for. And this has that click, it really does. And this is a great shifter. The only concern I have is I'm not a big fan of the knob on the top, and I think that's just about it. Or actually, maybe that the USB on the back, I wish it could be removed, because that, if it gets damaged, I'd like to be able to replace it. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it really is a good shifter. You have a very, very solid response, and that just makes you know that you shifted. Except it doesn't really help if you try shifting too early and the shift protection kicks in. There we go, swing the outside. Try and figure out the gearing for this car. I think this is going to be a good lap though. There we go. Thanks, Izzy, for that donation. Thank you. Top 5 donations video. I don't even know my top 5 yet. I'd say most of, or whoops.
Top 5 donations video, please. Okay, thanks.
I would likely say most of my top 5 donations, though, would be from a year ago. So, guys, if you remember last year, almost exactly a year ago, or about a year and 3 weeks, the fires hit my home area. So, the town next to mine had over like 4,000 homes destroyed. And like some of the homes destroyed included my pastor's home and a few good friends. So I decided to sort of hold a mini pledge drive to help them get back on their feet. So in that period, I want to say we raised about I want to say like $500 to help a few of the families that were close to me. So I'd say those would likely be where most of my favorite donations would be from. Izzy, this would have been Sonoma County, the Santa Rosa fire last year. Alright, it might be a tall order for a top 10. Seems like these guys actually know what they're doing. Man, this is loose. Should have shifted to third there. I'm not gonna get caught up in this USB port drama. I've been hearing all about it lately. We are not doing well this race, or this qualifying session. I don't even know if I'll be able to complete this lap, but it's worth a shot. This is a reminder, guys. practice before jumping into races. Because we did not do well here. Practice and try to build a setup. My 2 recommendations. I'm trying to figure out, how are we losing so much time? So 126. We'll do 40 liters to be on the safe side. Are we able to... We can't change anything about the aerodynamics. Suspension, no. Yeah, this is a very, very limited adjustment series. How am I 3.3 behind? I don't know. Let's watch. But that's the thing. Sometimes these people are they're a lot more talented. Race Freak, yes, there are a lot of really good cinematic videos out there. I recommend checking out George Ortner's. He has a few great ones. And Stabiz is back. STABIZISBACK. He has a great series. He does some great videos. Those are 2 of my favorites for that kind of idea. But he ran out of gas too, okay. Well, we will see what happens in this race. I am not excited. We're literally second to last starting position. Yeah. And I wouldn't call myself a horrible driver. That's the thing. Race Freak, I'll have to take a look sometime. So I don't think clutch will work in this car. We'll have to see. Tin Top, yes. I talked to them. They said they're looking to enhance that later. So, don't touch the gas until we go. Whoa! Okay. Oh, dive bomb. And he makes a stick, okay. There's gonna be chaos here. Just gotta be careful. Just squeak through. Thread the needle. Thread the needle part 2. This cockpit is feeling awesome. I really like it. It is... Wow, I kind of saw that coming. The guy just totally dive bombed me. And he couldn't make it stick, I guess. Okay, so continuing. This cockpit feels great. Not the best for a large mid OSW, but it works. For anything else, I'd say this is just about the perfect mid-range cockpit. This is a great cockpit, incredibly sturdy. I'd say it's sturdier than any other cockpit in its price point. Because recently, if you guys follow the channel, I got to test out the FGT from Next Level Racing. Great cockpit, a little bit of flex. I think this is even better. I can tell this car's a little more lively now. I think the arrow is a little botched here. Let's see if we can close in though. Am I just too conservative in that corner or something? I mean, my thing is, I have no worries whatsoever about this braking. This will handle an OSW just fine. It's just, it's not going to be as flex-free as, say, the P1. Or the GT2 even, I think. This is meant for the mid-range market, and then it sounds like in the future, there may be some improvements made in the future. Thank you, Race Freak, for subscribing. But yeah, it sounds like there might be some add-on pieces for this cockpit in the future that would be more designed for handling an OSW. Off track. So top 15 would be my stretch goal, I think. We still have 15 minutes left in the race. Let's focus on... Whoa! What just happened? I have a little flex with my direct drive. I do have a little flex. It's not a game breaker, but there is a little bit of flex. Well, that sucks. I got the raw end of the deal right there. And that's, I think, the second time Martin has hit me or hit someone. At least. It's like he doesn't know how to pass. Or, I mean, he made the pass there, but I think he's just way too aggressive on the pass. Not willing to wait. Yeah, Zane Island, a little in the wheel tray. I'm not sure if you can tell in the footage. I need to fine-tune some stuff with the monitor. That's why I have it a little further away. One of the frustrating things with the monitor mount is a specific issue with my center monitor. So if you guys notice, actually you can't notice from the angle, my monitor, or my front monitor, is actually upside down. If I have my monitor right side up, it literally blocks all my I/O ports. So all my I/O ports are blocked by the monitor stand if I mount it the correct way. So I need to fine-tune some stuff with my monitor stand. But yeah, I'm blaming that more on the cruddy design from AOC than I'm really blaming like the issue on this monitor stand. This monitor has one of the weirdest I/Os ever. It's literally right in the middle of the actual display. So on the back panel, it's literally in the middle. I have never owned any other monitor like that, and I'm not a fan of it. Generally, I've noticed that monitors try to have their cords tucked away or something like that. But with this, nope. So I guess top 20 is going to be my goal now. We might even get lapped. I guess I don't know how to drive this car. I can see why Gamer Muscle decided to drop out. Pilcoon, this is using the Intel. This is my Intel build. My other computer is the Ryzen one. Or closing in on Peter. Keep on mistiming my shifts. There's a little flex because of this large midge OSW. My thoughts, if you drive with any wheel besides a like heavy duty OSW, there is no flex whatsoever. I've tested it with my Thrustmaster TGT, absolutely no flex. And I think part of the flex is just because this is like a 30-pound or a 30-pound weight on that like motor, or the motor's 30-pound weight. Sorry, English can be tough at times. But yeah, so this is a 30-pound motor mounted on this. This is like 3 times the weight of any other sim racing wheel. Closing in. get it run. A little loose right there over the crest, though. Just take it easy. But yeah, I'm enjoying this rig a lot. And honestly, if they get this direct drive mount sorted, this would be my go-to rig. And even as it is right now, I think this will be my go-to rig for console testing and stuff, because I can use the Heusinkveld rig for all my high-end stuff, but this, I could mount my Fanatic Club Sport wheel on and my Club Sport pedals and test console titles or other sim racing stuff. This would be like my go-to consumer grade wheel rig, or my consumer grade rig. That's what I'm thinking, because this is that good. It is that good of a rig. Any info on the price? Apollo Victoria 44. This is about, like, in the black trim, it's about $500. In the silver or the gray trim, it's about $400, I think. Tin top, it's $329, or no, I thought it was €329, 329 euro. Because I just checked earlier in the stream. Oh, with VAT, it's three. Yeah, I'm in America, so I don't have that. Well, at least we're gonna salvage a top 20 out of this after getting wrecked twice. I don't think there's gonna be another big wreck this race. But yeah, this rig, it works perfectly fine with a large midge OSW. Sure, it's not as stable as my Heusinkveld rig, but also it's a third of the cost. But also, keep in mind, this is like 10 times sturdier than even, say, like the Visaro. The Visaro rig is like, it's fancy, looks nice, pricey as heck, but it's more form over function. It's more just for looks than anything, in my opinion. Like, I'll make a video talking about it later, but yeah, this outright beats the Visaro in terms of performance, and yeah, I'm sticking by that statement. You slap the side of the Visaro, it'll shake for 15 seconds. Slap the side of this rig, it'll shake for like half a second. This is the large midge. So yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this wheel plate, that it can hold up to a large midge. Three minutes left. Yeah, Damien, the GT Omega Pro is still a good cockpit. It's still a good rig, but this just simply outclasses it. The seating position for this is incredible. The sheer amount of adjustability is staggering. Sure, they could have made it a little easier to adjust stuff on this rig, but also, ultimately, once you get it set to a position you like, you aren't really going to be changing it that often. So yeah, this is a near perfect seating position for me. I mean, I spent hours like fine-tuning it, but yeah, it's worth it. Incredibly comfortable. I could drive in this for hours. The only downside is it gets pricey when you start factoring in add-ons. So consider, this is, so this was roughly 429 euros, or about like 479 US dollars or something like that, without a seat. Pay $200 to add a seat. OSW mounts about another 50 US dollars. That, like, makes it steeper. $200-ish for the monitor stand, and you're looking at $900 ballpark, and that's before shipping too. Shipping and customs, I should say. So this can quickly get expensive, but the great thing with 80/20 is it is just so modular, so adjustable. You don't have to buy the add-ons. If you want to build a shifter mount, go to your local hardware store or place that sells 80/20, spend like $40, and you can build your own stand or mount for a shifter. You can do things like that. And that's the great thing with 80/20. It has that option. Trying to figure out why I sucked so much at this race. Wish I knew. Am I just that conservative a driver? I don't want to get lapped. So yeah, 80/20, while it might not be the best looking, is one of my favorite materials to actually just build a cockpit out of. There's just so much that can be done. I wouldn't call myself famous, and I didn't get lapped. Have one more lap. But also consider I'm limping around with substantial damage. I'm about 3 seconds off my qualifying pace. So yeah, major aero damage, so that likely played a big role into why I'm struggling so much. VLVR is having a sale. Well, the question is, like, what is gonna happen with them? Still, we haven't seen much evidence from them, which is kind of frustrating. Why? Okay, this Michael Martin guy, he is just baffling me. He wrecks at least 2 people, and then he proceeds to do donuts at the end of the race. Yeah, interesting. Well, this could have been a lot worse. Hey, chili dog.
Kudos for the live Q&A whilst racing on SRS Wool. Respect. On a completely different subject though, we would like to know which USB port is the best.
Simple answer, there is no best. Different USB ports for different functions. That is what I am going to say. Alright, so that race was interesting. We'll put it that way. We will put it that way. I don't think the results are going to be here yet. Let's see. Race. Well, that's not the one we were in. Okay. But yeah, so. Let's check something. Best lap 125. Why couldn't I have been in this race? This race would have been a lot more competitive. SimRacingPaddock does have an Instagram. Hold on a second. You can see it right at the top. Also, I have a Facebook and a Twitter, so you can check them out with the screen names at the top. So, let's do a quick run through of what we are going to be doing this evening in about 5 hours. 5 hours until our race that is at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I would like to see you guys there if you wanted to drop by. And we'll do a few laps and take a look. So McLaren F1 GTR, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful race cars out there. And it's interesting, it had the center seating design. And you can just look. Such a beautiful car. I got to see a McLaren F1 road car at Sonoma Raceway a few years ago, but this GTR just has a lot of nice elements to it. And yeah, the sound too. Thank you, TCS Off Racing. Thank you for subscribing. Just love that sound. Alright, let's take this puppy for a spin. I'll need to fix my degrees of rotation in SimEQ before the actual race, though. Thank you, Chelsea fan. Remember, guys, we are getting even closer to 20,000. We're getting closer to 20,000 subscribers. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can stay up to date on upcoming videos. We have a lot of exciting content planned. Azar, we're gonna have a race in 5 hours. We're gonna do the race in 5 hours sim racing system. Why not join in on that? And then we'll do more racing with subscribers in the future. Just need to try to plan some things out. I also want to try coordinating some one-off special events to try to have a lot of fun with that. WilliamSRP, how's it going, man? Yep, this is the McLaren F1 GTR. This is what we will be racing in Sim Racing System for the next 6 weeks. And that was a little over eager cut. That would have destroyed the undercarriage of the car in real life. But yeah, this car is surprisingly challenging. I'm just going to give you guys warning. Because in this day and age, I don't believe there was really traction control or ABS on this car stock. This was all like just mechanical. Traction control was your right foot, and also your ABS was your right foot. I need to mount a stick shift on this cockpit. That's why. I don't have a stick shift on this cockpit. I need to figure out a way. I also need to repair my Fanatic shifter. That's why. But I'm making sure to heel and toe at least. I find it highly unlikely that random call sign would join my race because it would be like midnight his time. Alright, so let's try actual good lap now. So brake in. On the throttle early, don't go too wide. You don't want to have your lap invalidated on the first corner. Then just flat out up this hill. Make sure you drift to the left. Find a braking point around the 150 meter mark, I think, for this. Don't lock up too much. Slide the car out a bit. Now flat out to the next right-hand corner. Brake around 150. Gets a little squirrely, trail brake in. On the throttle. Little slide out. There we go. Brake, third gear. Missed the entry. Front Seat Racing, thanks for that donation. Catch that slide coming on now. Drag the brake a bit. Clip that apex. Hard on the throttle. Might have been able to do that in third gear, but I stayed in fourth that time. Next right-hand corner. And I totally missed it. Alright. Well, ignore that last part. And that's a lap around Red Bull Ring. So again, brake. Might be able to do third gear here. Well, Erodzitis, I didn't think that Gamer Muscle did a stream. Whoa! Be careful with the throttle there. Be careful with the throttle because you are coming from a near stop. You don't want to over rev it and loop the car around. So yeah, this car, keep in mind that this car has a very short wheelbase. This car has a short wheelbase, so it's pretty snappy. Be smooth in your inputs. Yeah, didn't clutch. So, me gusta chuletas. This is more like an actual GT car seating position. Because when a lot of people think GT style seating, they think of like, say, the GT Omega or some other cockpits like that. Those cockpits, they are more like a road car seating position. Road car is the legs are slightly more down, and they are it's a more relaxed seating position. For a GT style seating position, the legs are a little more leveled. They're not as far dropping down. So this is honestly more like a GT style seating position than other cockpits. Heusinkveld Engineering, they have a great guide on it about their pedals, where they explain different seating positions. So I recommend, even if you don't have the pedals, you can take a look at that guide and get an idea on different seating positions. But yeah, this is going to be a very challenging race. I do not know how well I'm going to do at this race. I'm a little nervous because I'm still not mastering this car yet. But hey, if you're looking for a challenge, I would love to see you this afternoon. Or this evening, I should say. So, yeah, race is in about 5 hours. And we will do one more quick lap. We'll try one more quick lap and see how this goes. Counter debate, this one cannot do a conventional F1 seating position. This one doesn't. I know SimLab, they did have a mod for their GT2 cockpit, which would do an F1 seating position, and they told me they're working on something new for that. They're working on a new mod that might be able to work with more cockpits. But yeah, as of right now, SimLab doesn't have a way right now. But yeah, I really enjoyed this cockpit. It's a lot of fun. It's a great seating position. It really is. I think I need to still do a little bit of fine tuning with the pedals. But once I get the pedals dialed in, it should be great. I'm really enjoying this cockpit. And yeah, I'm excited to do more testing and get footage put together for my review in the future. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this stream after this lap. I need to get some lunch. I need to get something in my body. And yeah, so I would love to hear your thoughts on the SimLab GT1 Evo cockpit. So once this video processes, if you want to check it out again, share your thoughts in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. For SimRacingPaddock, I'm William Marsh, and all of you, have a good one.